everyone. Welcome to day 20 of our Get Up and Go Challenge. Sharon Horne-Ellstrom here. And today we're going to talk about financials. We're going to jump right into our SOAP framework for the financial area and aspect of our life. Okay, so far we've talked about our physical health, our physical well-being, and we've gone through the SOAP framework with an example of our physical well-being. We just finished that yesterday. We didn't really even talk about it, the end of it, but I'm going to roll right into an example using our financial health, because remember, we've got physical, mental, emotional, spiritual, financial, relationships, and contribution. Those are the different areas and aspects of our life. My daughter informed me this is a terrible graphic, and she asked, how did you get the words backwards? And I said, I wrote them backwards. She goes like, you can write backwards? I'm like, I guess I can, except when I try to make numbers backwards. It comes into the F key areas instead of 7 key areas of our life. So yesterday we actually did our timeline exercise. I'm going to show you. I started on this will be my 2021 timeline when I'm done, and I just was putting on physical highlights, and of course I found that it's hard to separate them. I found that I was putting different milestones on the chart of like when I had jobs, when I did different things, and I was like, okay, I've gotten out of just the physical milestones and I've started adding others. So I think I'm going to go through, add all the milestones, and then graph, and I did it in a scrap piece of paper. I graphed my physical lifeline, and I want to do more detail on that this year. I really want to ferret it out and kind of get a better one than my messed up one from last year, which was really entertaining. I learned a lot, but I think it'll be fun to do a bigger one, and I thought this great piece of cardboard will work perfectly for that, as well as having my one of our options and analysis on the back of it for an example. So today we're going to jump right into the S of SOAP, and we're going to use a tool that I have used since high school. I learned about this, probably learned about it before high school, but I remember clearly using it all through high school as I was the editor of our newspaper, and then into college. I also was in the journalistic realm in college, and so glad. I had thought about studying journalism and becoming a journalist when I first went off to college, one of my many iterations of what I was going to do when I grew up. And I'm glad I switched, because there's no journalism anymore, and I would be a square peg in a round hole, because I would definitely not fit into what's going on in the journalistic world now. But we're going to use one of those tools that I not only used in journalism, but I've used throughout my life as I've been a mom to problem solve, as I've been a business owner, as I've been a member of different groups and committees, just as I've dealt with different situations in my life. And the S, of course, for the SOAP framework stands for story or situation. So the situation. What's a great way of determining what is the situation right now? It's asking yourself a series of questions, and they are who, what, where, when, why, and how. Those are the journalistic framework that I grew up on, and I think many journalists have since forgotten, but it's really an incredible way to get at the details and the real facts and information with respect to any situation, any story that you're telling. So what we want to do today is we're going to look at our financial world right now, our financial health, our financial situation, the story we're telling ourselves about it. We're going to ask ourselves, what is right now? What is the who, the what, the where, the when, the why, and the how of my current financial situation? And then we're going to ask ourselves, what do I want my desired story, my desired situation to be for my financial health, for my finances, for my financial well-being? And do I want to look at it globally, all of my finances combined together, and look at a number like my net worth? Do I want to look at, all my assets, all my liabilities? Or do we want to keep it simple and just say, this is the amount of income and expenses I have now, and this is the amount of income and expenses I want to have in the future? However you want to look at it, how much detail is entirely up to you. But if I'm asking myself the who, what, where, when, why, and how of my current financial situation, I would say, well, who is it? Well, me, Sharon Horne-Ellstrom. What is it? What is my current state of finances? And I'll sometimes ask myself, how do I feel about those things? Because I want to get my emotions into it, because I know that whether I think I can separate my emotions or not from my financial situation, they're always going to come into play. And if I try to resist them and ignore them, they're going to come into play even stronger, because I am resisting them and ignoring them. So I'm going to say, okay, well, what is my financial situation? What does it look like? How much money do I have in the bank? How much money do I have coming in? How much money do I have going out? Is there a difference between what's coming in and going out in a positive or a negative way? When is right now? What we want to look at is, what is my right now current situation? Not what it was before COVID, not what it was during COVID. What is it today, February 20th, or whatever date you're seeing this video right now? What is my absolute positive current situation? So when is today's date? 2/20/2021. Why is it that way? You may or may not know. Maybe you lost your job because of COVID. And just write a couple key points about that. Maybe it's your business had to totally pivot and change because of COVID. I think we're going to see a lot of COVID impacting our financial situation. Some people, their businesses have exploded. Their industries have exploded. Now, have you ever seen so many face masks before in your life? No. There's a whole industry that was created. I don't recall ever seeing cloth face masks in every retail outlet that you could possibly buy things in. Target, you go to the end cap at Target, and there's like 200 different face masks you can choose from, different prints, different styles, different everything. And so that's an example of an entire industry that's been created. And why? Well, because of COVID. Same reason, right? Same root cause, but different actions and different results. So why? If you know the why, great. If you don't, maybe, and what's going to happen when you ask yourself why, and you can pop back and use the 7 whys to really dig down to the emotion and find out what's going on. But when you ask yourself why, all kinds of things are going to be, your brain will, whenever we ask a question, our brain will supply an answer, even if the answer isn't true, or if it's a lie, or if it's false, but we believe it, it'll serve up what we're believing that's causing our situation to be exactly what it is right now. And that's where we can find areas of opportunity. If I believe that I'm dead in the water with my business because of COVID-19 and there's nothing I can do about it, I'm going to get a different result than somebody that says, all right, my business was shut down by COVID-19, or my job has me furloughed and I don't have that income anymore, and I'm just going to have to sit here and wait and starve, or I can do something about it. And it's up to us to decide what position we want to take on that. And what we've taken in the past doesn't matter. It's what we're looking at right this very minute. And then the how is going to be answered throughout the rest of our SOAP framework, of course. How are we going to get from where we are right now to where we want to be? And again, then for our desired outcome. Desired outcome is you. What do you want? What do you really want in the area of finances for your life? Maybe you want $1 million in a secure investment or the bank or something. Maybe you want $20,000 a month income. Maybe you want, 3 streams of residual income. Whatever it is for you, what is that? Just make some quick notes about that. Where do you want it? Where do you want the money? Do you want the money coming into your bank? Do you want the money flowing through you? Do you want, where do you want this to happen? And it's usually probably where you are right now is the easiest desire. But maybe you know that you want to retire and live on a tropical island, and so you know exactly where you want to go. So then that would be your where. When do you want it to happen? When do you want this desired state to start to become a reality? And it's up to you to decide. Maybe you've got a 10-year goal or a 5-year goal or a 1-year goal, whatever. Again, you get to pick the time frame of your desired state, and the SOAP framework is going to help you move to that desired state. Doesn't have to be your be-all and end-all desired state. Maybe within the next 3 months, you want to replace your corporate income, or the next 6 months, you want to replace your corporate income because you've been furloughed and you need to feed your family and make your house payments and etc. And you want to live, the lifestyle that you've been living before COVID and you were furloughed from your job. Why? Why do you want it? Again, why do you want those desired things? The stronger your why, and this is definitely where I would go back and I would do the 7 layers deep of why, because the stronger and the more connected you are to the reason you want that desired state, the faster you will take the steps, do the things you need to do to get yourself there. And then how, again, we will answer throughout the rest of the SOAP framework by talking tomorrow about the O, and that's, the next step of our framework. So today, all we're going to do is actually do this for your finances. And you can pick one area of your finances. I could pick just my income. I could pick just my expenses if I wanted to look at my expenses and make changes in that. I could look at an alternate source of income. I could look at a project I want to do and how I would finance that. Whatever you want to do, pick that, and then do the who, what, where, when, why, and how of it for what is right now. and then the desired state. Say I want to start and have let's say I want to do a summit, a challenges summit. I've talked about that, and I was going to do it actually this month, and stuff happened and I chose not to. I made a conscious decision that I wasn't going to do it this month. Doesn't mean it won't occur later in the year, but I wasn't going to do it in February. New baby, new granddaughter, all kinds of changes going on. So maybe I pick a specific thing like that, and I'm like, okay, who, what, where, when, why, and how. Who, me, what, I want to do a summit, whatever topic, a challenges summit or whatever. Where do I want to do it? I want to do it online. When do I want to do it? I want to do it in, let's say, August. I want to do it in August. Why do I want to do it? And then I would list all the reasons why I want to do a summit. And then how am I going to do that? Now, I've actually done a summit before, so I know how to do it. I know all the moving parts, so I don't really need to answer that right now. But then to create the desired state. Right now, do I have a summit? No, I've got nothing. I've got nothing going on. But what's my desired state then? I want to do it. I guess I kind of combined my now and my future state by answering that. But you get the idea. So I want you to run through that today. You can see I've already written down in my notebook, I made my own little framework of what am I going to do. I'm going to answer the questions to what is, who, what, where, when, why, and how for my finances. And then my desired state, who, what, where, and why, and how. And then I could have a financial goal. What do I want to make by doing that summit? So I can answer the same questions. All you're going to do in the comments below is share one sentence about your current and your desired situation. You can combine it into one sentence. You can do one about current. You can do one about desired. Whatever you want. Just participate and share so other people can see how you're dealing with this particular area and aspect of your life with respect to our story and situation, the S in our framework. That's it. Our tool, of course, today is who, what, where, when, why, and how, the journalistic framework tool. And our assignment, just one sentence in the comments or below this picture, or this video about the S in our finances, our financials. All right, any questions, ask, hit me up in the comments below or direct message me. Otherwise, I'll be with you tomorrow with day 21 of our 30-plus day Get Up and Go challenge for February 2021. Our first in 2021, so I'm kind of excited. I hope you are as well. That's it. Have an amazing day, and I'll, of course, be with you tomorrow.